First Coast News at 6 begins with breaking news tonight. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has made an arrest now in the shooting death of a teenager found shot and killed in an Arlington motel early this morning. Good evening. We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Jeannie Blaylock.
And I'm Heather Crawford. Thank you for joining us for First Coast News at 6. In just the past 20 minutes, we have learned that the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has arrested a 15-year-old after a shooting investigation at In-Town Suites on St. John's Bluff Road. And
that's where we find our On Your Side, Tia Collins. And Tia has been following this story all day long, now an arrest.
That's exactly right, Keitha. And we are learning more details about what exactly happened. Police say initially the suspect and the victim were together in a room in a hotel here. This is called the In-Town Suites extended stay when that shooting took place. Now, it was just before 2 a.m. when investigators found that 16-year-old boy shot dead inside a room. Around the same time, officials say another call came in, this one from an individual who claimed to be involved in a shooting. During the investigation, detectives learned that these two calls were connected. They say both the suspect and the victim were at the hotel when the suspect shot the victim and fled the scene with several firearms. The suspect, who has been identified as a 15-year-old boy, got rid of the firearms before calling police. Detectives were able to uncover those firearms and arrested the suspect for possession of a firearm and tampering with evidence. Police have identified the victim as well, but that information has not been released at this time besides his age, 16 years old. They believe he was staying at the hotel. Now, earlier this morning, police were waiting for a search warrant before going into the room. We talked to our First Coast News crime and safety analyst, Mark Bachman. He says the sheriff's office applies for a search warrant to avoid violating constitutional rights, a necessary step that should not affect the scene. Take a listen.
Depending on what judge is available and depending on how busy things are within the state attorney's office, we're only talking maybe a matter of hours, 1 or 2 hours. But really, in this case, you have a deceased victim and it's unfortunate, but the scene is what it is. Nothing's going to change. So there's no need to rush at this point.
Police vehicles were here at the hotel just about an hour ago. I did see two marked JSO cars leaving this hotel. Now, this continues to be an active investigation between the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the state attorney's office. They will determine if there is a need for more charges to be filed against that suspect. We'll keep you updated as our information comes into our newsroom, so stick with us. Reporting in East Arlington, Tia Collins, First Coast News, On Your Side.